where we will be engaging with various hip hop artists, poets, and entrepreneurs. So come listen and hang out with Mona Baudet and Uptown with Mona. Today's show is sponsored by Veganhood.
Come meet with me at Vegan Hood in New York City. I heard that they had the best vegan fried chicken here, so I had to come check it out. For appetizers, we ordered the cheese fries and the Beyond Meat stuffed empanadas. Both were super delicious. And for entrees, of course, we had to try their famous vegan fried chicken and their shrimp fry. I have to say, this is probably the best vegan comfort food I've ever had. The mac and cheese was so tasty, the potato salad was well seasoned and flavorful. I'm telling you, you need to check this place out next time you're in New York.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm happy to be here. I'm glad y'all are here. Whoever's in here, good evening, good night, good day. I'm telling you, I'm so happy. I'm real happy today as things are just let me get this party started. Okay. First, let me say this. Okay. If you're interested in sponsoring or donating to Uptown with Mona, please email me at uptownwithmona@gmail.com, or you can cash at me right there, Miss Baudet 125. If you have any questions or have any suggestions regarding the show, feel free to email me or post it inside here somewhere, over here somewhere, because I don't know how to do all of this stuff. And, we'll work it out. So I think that's everything. So let me say that. Oh, wait. Also, my email addresses. I have 3 email addresses. I'm going to figure out how to put those inside the chat so you can so I can. She's hearing double voices, Tamika. She's got to mute one. You got to mute one. So now here we go. I'm going to bring my girl Deena in. Let me tell you something about Deena. Me and Deena, we go back like hopscotch and fucking double dutch. That's how far back we go. From the Boogie Down Bronx when we were both kids. Deena Clemente, she's a dope ass B girl from the 80s. That's my homie. I remember listening to her. I remember watching her and her brother, because her brother is Mr. Wiggles, right? And I remember her and Mr. Wiggles doing these dances and pop locking and up rock and all of that. And I would be like, what are y'all doing? That shit looks stupid. Who knew 30 years later that these people would be doing what they're doing? And I should have stuck with it, because you know what, I'd have been down too. But everybody has their own path, right? So let me bring in my girl Deena Clemente, and we're going to chat it up for a little while and see what's going on with my girl. Hey, mama.
What's up, mamacita?
What is going on? Yeah, man. Yep, we go back like double dutch and fucking jacks and hopscotch and fucking skelzies and shit. That's how far back we go.
Yep.
From that one block radius on Fox Street between Longwood and 156th Street, where everything happened. Man, I'm so happy to see you, mama. I'm real happy to see you.
Oh, you look great.
How are you? I always ask my first question, how are you and how was your day?
Well, I had a really dope morning. I start my day walking my dog, who's right here sleeping next to me. She pulls me up. So I had a really great day, and it was a beautiful day today as well. So I went to the gym, had a workout, hung out with some clients, and helped them out with some workouts and everything, mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit. So it was dope. What was your day?
My day was good. I relaxed all day. I did all the work I had to do. And so that way I could be ready for you. I couldn't wait to get online here with you today, because, man, I miss talking to you. I missed you. I haven't seen you in so long. I haven't seen your family. I haven't seen none of the family. Only one I see every now and then. I see Stevie online every so often. Matter of fact, she is the sister, the baby sister of Mr. Wiggles, hip hop legend, all of that stuff. That yeah. I should have followed. I should have followed suit. I should have followed
Well,
suit.
I'm honored to be here. I'm honored that you
I'm
asked me to.
happy. I'm so happy you took the time out. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking out this little bit of time that you have, because I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you for taking out a little bit of time so that people can get to know Deena Clemente from the Boogie Down.
Yeah.
And, let's chat it up. Shit. So I'm
You
going to
know,
ask you. Go ahead, Mama.
okay. I was
Go
going
ahead.
to say this is actually my coming out party.
Really?
The coming out party in terms of not coming out in terms of gender or sexual orientation. I know people
Right.
are like, oh, word? Let me find out. No, it's been about 6 years. 6 years since I've um, just public
Right.
and active.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I haven't, once the pandemic happened and things like that, I just kind of been allowing myself to break open and just recreate, reinvent. That just takes a lot of surrender,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of quietness, so that
Right.
I can listen to that higher voice of myself to figure out what my next steps were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop and being part of hip hop and living hip hop and experiencing it and growing up around it um, has been a huge impact in my life. And
Right.
it's been more than I could have ever expected it to be. This
Right.
culture that pretty much saved my life off the streets and on the streets um, has led to my awakening and my conscious expansion on the
Mm-hmm.
planet right now. So this is why I'm saying this is my coming out party, because I have not spoken to this level of what it has done to me in my life and the impact in my life. When I teach, it's about giving my students an experience so they can experience hip hop. Hip
Right.
hop is called dope party. Hip is to be cool, right?
Do you have
And then
headphones? Do you have headphones?
I do. Do you want
Put some
want
head.
me to put the headphones
Yes, yes.
on?
Put the headphones on. Yes, yes.
Ah,
So we can have a clearer connection. We're having technical difficulties right now. One moment. We take a brief second to get everybody together. There you go. Play some music. This is so funny.
now let me hope this is going to work.
Let's hope it work. Right. Let's hope
We
it
love
work.
we love technology
I'm telling
and
you. Back in the day,
IT.
all we had was a library and a library card.
How's this? Is this
Much
better?
better. Much
Is
better.
it? Oh,
Absolutely.
dope.
Just lower it just a little bit. Can you lower this a little bit? If you can. If not, don't worry about it.
How
I
about
can
that?
lower it on my end.
Move
Yeah,
it a
pretty good.
little. Move it a little. It's too close. So
It's
move
too
it
close.
back
Okay.
from. Yeah, move it. Right.
Yeah.
How
Say
about that?
something.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Perfect.
Perfect. Here we go. All right.
Actually, I can
There
hear
we
you
go.
better as well. There's no double voice. There was like a double echo.
Yay.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yay. No,
All
it's okay.
right.
It's all right.
So go ahead,
Yay.
Mama. You
We
can start
go,
with your questions
y'all.
because you know me. I
So
can talk.
now here we go. We got to talk. All right. So my first question: when and how did you first get into hip hop and breaking, B girl dancing?
Oh gosh. Well, I was raised in the Boogie Down Bronx in a beautiful, loving household
Mm-hmm.
with 6 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it was 3 brothers, 3 sisters. But when my
Right.
eldest sister wasn't living in the house at the time, she was married, so she was away. So it was 5 of us. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, five and then myself. And I'm the baby, so I had the pleasure of watching my older siblings just do their thing and
Right.
shine because they were good at everything. It's like they were good at sports, uh, creating music. I mean, my brothers would taught themselves musical instruments. My
Mm-hmm.
sisters and they danced and they sang. And my brother Dennis was amazing
Mm-hmm.
at salsa and merengue
Yes. Yes, he
and
was.
sports. Remember, Dennis was the bomb. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God! So I
Mm-hmm.
had these wonderful examples of what it was like to live and
Right.
express and be
Right.
creative. So
Mm-hmm.
I grew up saying, okay, I'm going to take a little bit from you and I'm going to take a little bit from you. So that, they taught me what I know. in terms of expression and creativity. And my sister Cookie, amazing woman, she
Wow,
transitioned in
Cookie.
91.
Yes, Cookie,
Cookie.
Cookie. Yes,
Cookie
Cookie.
was good at,
Mhm. Mhm.
gosh, she made her own clothes. She was a stylist. She was an impressionist. She was involved in ballroom, in Vogue,
Yes. Yes,
in
yes.
downtown in the city.
Mhm.
She was drag. She also did drag. She imitated
Right.
Marilyn Monroe, and so she taught
She
me
was so
about
beautiful too. She
performance.
was beautiful. She
Beautiful,
was
right? She would
so
walk in the
tall,
room.
very
Yes,
tall and very slender, and she was just so dope. Like you couldn't help but watch her walk down the street.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So having these images of my sisters and brothers just be an example of exactly what I wanted to express on the planet
Mhm.
was humbling
Mhm.
and amazing at the same time. Because it's always that thing is I want to do what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing. I
Right.
was so young, but now I'm able to look back and
Mhm. Yeah,
appreciate those times.
and Stevie, I remember you two practicing in the hallway.
Yeah, yeah. He's the
Come on,
youngest boy.
Mona. Come on, Mona.
Yes,
Nah, man, I'm not doing that. That shit look
yes,
crazy. I'm not doing that.
yes. We
That
would
shit
be
look
down in the
crazy.
hallway
Uh-huh.
practicing, and Stevie is actually the youngest boy. He's 7 years older
Mhm.
than I. So
Right.
we were the closest in age, so we hung out more together than anything else. So obviously, yeah, I was kind of under his wing, following around, doing what they were doing and, being
Right.
a part of the boys' gang. It was me and Millie, and then from me and
Mhm.
Millie, it became Michelle and Lizette and Wandy, and
Yep.
we started our own
Yep.
female crew. And my brother and his crew, Magnificent Force, and then eventually Rocksteady. They pretty much took us, the girls, under the wing and
Right.
taught us, whatever they could and so things like that. And then from there we had to take off on our own.
Yeah.
We had to have our own battles in the neighborhood. We started going around in the streets and looking for parties and looking for jams because in the Bronx it was always a jam.
Kelly's Furniture.
That's right. Tinton
That was the
houses,
spot. Titten
Forest.
houses, Forest Projects. Yeah, all that.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
always a jam.
Mhm.
So we would, go around looking for the jam so we could find a battle. That was always our motivation. At the time, Rerun, who lived by Yankee Stadium, we called him Rerun because he looked like Rerun from What's Happening, and he
Mhm.
got down like
Mhm.
Rerun from What's
Right.
Happening.
Right.
And he became our choreographer. We were
Mhm.
5 girls and 1 boy, and he got us the battles. He got us the parties to perform in, and we performed for PAL at the time when
Mhm.
Bill Rainey
When
was the
Mr.
head
Rainey
over
was
there.
alive,
Yeah,
yeah. When
Mr.
Mr. Rainey was
Rainey, God
alive,
bless
yeah.
him.
Mhm.
Um, and we created our own name. From there, we started being known as the Get Along Gang because we were always going around to each party looking for battles. The Get Along Gang, but we called ourselves the Unique Force. TUF,
Mhm.
tough.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how we started. Just from
Wow.
watching my brothers and sisters do their thing, and just also there was a lot of us in the house, so my mom wanted to get rid of us. It's like,
Kato,
go
Kato said
outside and
hi.
play.
Kato
Go
saying
outside.
hi.
Ah,
Kato
Kato.
can say hi. Yeah, Kato said
Hello,
hi.
Jermaine. Yes, he was a part of the Kato. He was part of Tough.
Yep.
TUF.
Mhm.
Oh, Jermaine, I miss you.
Yeah.
Miss you.
So let
So
me ask you this.
yes,
What is the hip hop culture and what does it mean to you?
that's a beautiful question, Mona.
Mhm.
I think many people could be really unfamiliar about what actually hip hop is.
Mm.
Hip hop, like I was stating before, hip, if you take the word hip, it means cool, right?
Right.
Back in the 60s and 70s, you want to be hip.
Right.
And then hop at that time was also what you would call a party or a jam. So
Mhm.
hip hop is really a dope jam
Right.
or a party on a fleek or however they, party on fleek.
Right.
So that was pretty much what it is. And so the party is what hip hop means. But then in that party, you have all of the elements. You
Mhm.
have the DJ, who was the
Right.
heart
Mhm.
of the party, the
Mhm.
heartbeat.
Right.
And when you connect that to our ancestors, they
Mhm.
also had their elements, right? The
Okay.
DJ was the drum,
Mm.
the heartbeat. So then you had the MC. the master of ceremony, announcing who's in the party, announcing what's going down for the night, giving his little rhymes, giving her little rhymes. That is the medicine woman in the tribe of our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
The medicine man and the medicine woman would speak prayers out to the ancestors and give the announcements to the tribe on what's going on. The medicine woman was, or the medicine man was who you went to when you needed guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the connection of the DJ, the heart, and then you have the MC, who is the medicine man and medicine woman. Then you have the dancers,
Right.
dancettes. When you go to powwows, Native American powwows, when you watch any African traditions, you have the dancers in the
Mm-hmm.
circle of life. Your
Mm-hmm.
b-boy and your b-girl. You can't have a party without a b-boy and a b-girl. What you're gonna
Absolutely.
do? Just stand around and chill? No, you're gonna be in the
Mm-hmm.
circle of life. And
Dope.
then the last but not least, actually not the last, the second to last, is your graph artist or your
Mm-hmm.
writer.
Mm-hmm.
They're now known as artist murals. They're doing bit murals, but your graph artists is the hieroglyphs was left for us to find that our ancestors wrote on the walls. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
write on the walls just for recreation. They wrote on the walls to leave something behind so you can find
Those are the
our writers.
tagging when you get
That's right.
tags, the
That's right.
tags.
So when you
Mm-hmm.
go out and you see tags and you see graffiti and you see writers doing their thing, they just want to be seen. They're giving you a message. They're not trying to vandalize. We
Mm.
just wanted to be seen. So we
Mm-hmm.
used all of these elements to show ourselves, to show our skills, to show
Right.
who we were. And many of the time we had no idea who we were, but we had to
Mm-hmm.
fake it until we can make it. And when you battled on the dance floor, you MC'd or you DJ'd, that was how you started to learn about who you are, because you're
Mm-hmm.
always competing against yourself. That
Right.
person may in front of you may be pushing you, but it's really about who you are representing in
Mm-hmm.
the circle. And then
Hmm.
the last element, which is the very most important element, is the essence, is the energy, is what how we exchange information, our
Mm-hmm.
spirit. We can't have any of these wonderful elements without our heart and our spirit, because that's
Mm-hmm.
how we share the energy. So
Okay.
when they say the four elements, it's really five, because
Mm-hmm.
five is the fifth one is what makes everything that's created from everything above, below energy and everything that we get from the stars. When you actually think of the universe, you have color, you have dance, you have music, and you have hieroglyph type expressions. So this culture of hip hop is a gift from our ancestors. It's been here for millions of years.
Mm-hmm.
It was created from the universe. It doesn't
Right.
belong to any one person or one group in
Right.
particular. It belongs to the heart. It belongs to the being that expresses all these wonderful elements
Girl,
and
that's a whole lot.
creativity. Yeah,
That's a
I
whole
know that's
lot.
a whole
That's
lot,
a whole lot.
but that's so
And
how.
that's a whole lot, girl.
Yeah,
Now, how about this one? What is a B girl and what does it mean to you?
a B girl. I love this question because it's the misconception is that a B girl is only a being who or a female who breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking wasn't my forte. At the
Mm-hmm.
time, I was not in shape. It was not, if
Mm-hmm.
I got on the floor, I wasn't getting back up. So
Right,
I
right,
did
right.
very minimal things on the floor, and Jermaine will
Right.
attest to this. I never
Right,
wanted to
right.
do any floor moves. But so it was mainly for me party dancing, groove, popping, rocking, top
Up
rocking.
up rock, up rock.
Up
The up
rock is
rock.
what you call tap rock.
Mm-hmm.
Floor
Mm-hmm.
rock is what you would call breaking. We never
Right.
called it breakdancing. It was always
Mm-hmm.
breaking, floor rocking.
Okay.
So Wandy and I and the crew was all about hip hop, popping, rocking, locking. Um, and at the time, popping for us was
Okay.
electric boogie, which is a New York style
I
popping.
remember.
And then
Yep,
out in
I
LA, it's
remember.
called electric boogaloo. Then once we got with the boogaloos, we started to learn that style, the
Mm-hmm.
actual real style of boogaloo.
Right. Right.
So a B girl. The B represents, at the time, Bronx girl.
Right.
Bronx girl was the female on the block, the neighborhood girl who rocked her clothes, who was because we even if you didn't dance or you didn't MC or you didn't DJ, you're still considered a B girl because you're representing the culture by what you
Mm-hmm.
wear and how you rock it. It was all about how you rocked it and
Right.
the creativity. So
The
a B
Lee
girl could be a
jeans.
Bronx girl, yes. The
Right.
Lee jeans, the
The Lee
cutting
jacket
and
with
all the
the
different
Adidas
creations,
and the
yes.
fat
The door
laces and
knockers,
yes, all that. All that.
exacto.
That was me.
So
I was a B girl.
yes.
I was a B girl.
Yes, you were a B girl. Bronx
Mm-hmm.
girl, boogie girl, B blocker. You could use the B for any, but ultimately a B girl is someone who embodies the expression and the essence of what hip hop represents
Got it.
and just representing yourself. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
B
So
girl.
now, how do you incorporate wellness into your dance workshops?
That's a good question. Wellness,
Mm-hmm.
I in 95 I obtained my certification to become a personal trainer.
Okay.
Um I really didn't know a lot about being healthy and being well, and I was having some challenges physically, and so I figured the only way that I can incorporate it into my life was to get certified and just do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with working out once I started to really feel the difference and see the difference in my body and in my health. Um, and then, of course, I loved dancing, and I injured myself dancing, which is why I got into working out in the first place because I knew that I needed to strengthen my body.
Right.
So I knew that just went hand in hand. I'm like, okay, well, my workouts are helping my dance. So how can I incorporate both of this together
Right.
so that it's working out, but you're not working out because it's the fun of dancing. So Wandy and I, um, it just was through trial and error, really,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
Wandy wasn't really hip to working out either. But if I was able to mask it, and so we're
Right.
dancing, but so we just started working out to music, and then in between the exercises, started putting dance like choreography,
And
and it
that's
actually
where
started to freaking work. I'm like, you know
and
what?
that's exactly where question five is, where the motivation come from, the snap, pop, and rock, which would
Yes,
be the the
yes,
dancing and the
yes,
exercising at the same time. Which
yes,
when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know about that.
yes.
And you
We
said,
got that
Mona,
from a
you
lot of
gotta
people.
use, and you said to me, Mona, you should work. I'm like, yeah, I'll get back to you. Yeah, I'll get
Yeah,
back to you. And now I need you. I'm like, because
yeah,
we're not 25 anymore.
right,
Now,
right, right.
listen, I'm looking at 60 very soon.
Yeah,
You're right behind me. So, girl,
I am. I'm not far.
you're
I'm
right
not.
behind me. So, here we go. So, I'm like, all right, I
Yes,
need to stop following Deena because I'm trying to still, at 80, I want to still be able to do my little fake ass pop, lock, and rock and all that shit. I'm
absolutely,
trying to do all of that too. Shoo. Hell yeah.
absolutely. Anyone who asks me, "Oh, you don't look your age," I'm like, I dance and I work out.
That's right.
It's
That's right. And you've been doing that all of your life.
I have, I
Hmm.
have.
So, what experiences have you had that stand out when teaching the hip hop culture?
Wow. Well, one that stands out to me was an experience that Mandy and I had to travel
Hmm.
to Montenegro and to Bosnia, Sarajevo.
Right.
There's never been a teaching artist out there. We
Hmm.
were the first. There was four of us. We went on a grant, a hip hop grant to Europe, and it was amazing because we're teaching classes, and no one in the class knew English, and there was
Wow.
no translators,
Uh-huh.
and they just went off of our energy and our essence and just whatever we were doing with our bodies. So even though
Right.
the communication, there was really no bridge in terms of us being able to communicate back and forth, physically we were creating and having a dope jam in our
Right.
class. We had a live
Right.
DJ, we had a live graph artist doing graph, on a nice piece while one and I were teaching,
Hmm.
and it was just amazing to see how dope the piece came out, and they didn't know any English. So that was a big aha for me that it's not about the verbal language. Really, a lot of people would say that words are useless.
Yeah.
Words are useless. It's really about how we communicate on an internal level with each other.
Right.
And that was amazing, and it was quite impactful. I actually still keep in touch with many of the students at that time. And then
Mhm.
another big thing that was a great accomplishment for Wandy and I is we were hired to teach all of the New York City and New Jersey teachers for the DOE. We had
Mhm.
all of the teachers that taught dance and
Wow.
was teaching them how to teach hip hop in their class.
Wow.
And that was the oh my god, we were working all day that day. We had quite a and we had our merchandise. We had gotten a shipment of our Snap Pop and Rock shirts. You know, we weren't expecting anything, and we had our shirts, and we sold out of our shirts.
Okay.
So we were like,
So
"Nice."
it was a real good day then.
It was a
Shoot, that
really
was a good
appreciated
day.
day. I'm like,
That was an
right now, those
extremely good
teachers
day.
yes, they have collector's items. They have our shirts. So that was a really great experience as well, and we always have great experiences teaching
Hmm.
kids.
Yeah.
We always have
Yeah.
great experiences with kids. They're imaginative, they're creative, they're funny. They pick up very well too. It's amazing to see them. But
Mm.
those are probably the ones that really, really stand out to me. Oh, and the Bronx Music Heritage Center. Elena and Bobby, they run the Bronx Music Heritage Center here, and they're an amazing couple to know.
Uh-huh.
They had a women in hip hop um, event 2 years in a row. It's online actually too. You can find it on Facebook. They still have the the video, but
Uh-huh.
it was a group of women from DJs, B girls, um, graph artists, and MCs, and we all came together and we just shared stories about
Right.
how it was for us growing up and what it
Hmm.
was like, and I shared my experiences as well. It was a really dope night. So those were really great
Hmm.
opportunities that we had. Having an
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and just to expand consciousness, really hip hop has been in mine really expanded my mind in many
Right.
ways.
Right. And what are the biggest misconceptions about the hip hop culture?
The biggest misconceptions is that, um, well, everything has light and shadow. We have light and shadow. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest conception is that hip hop is what you saw on MTV and VH1, and growing up hip hop and you know, hip hop. What is it? Love and hip hop. And people watch those programs and they think that's what hip hop is. That's more of the shadow side of
Mm-hmm.
hip hop, the drama.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, hip hop had a bad rap in the
Oh,
'80s. No
when
one.
we were
Oh,
kids, they had our
you know,
parents was like, "What are you doing? Stop doing that. Stop hanging out with those rap people. Stop hanging out with those da 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 da. You're gonna da da da." Meanwhile,
absolutely.
yeah.
Um, Everything has light and shadow, and it's all about who you are and what you're expressing to know where you're going to lean. And I had my moments of leaning onto the shadow side, and then
Mm-hmm.
from leaning onto the shadow side, I realized from my experiences that I needed to go another way. Um,
Right.
so that's a big misconception that it's just all drama and negative.
Right.
Um, that's one misconception. Another misconception is that it it started in 1973 here in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
It bloomed, it was cultivated here,
Mm-hmm.
but it really comes from our ancestors. And it
Mm-hmm.
really, if you want to think microcosm, the bigger picture, it comes from the universe. Everything we
Mm-hmm.
have here on the planet is a gift, but it's really about how we use it.
Right.
It's about, if you want to really look at the world and if you're going to see the world as dark and negative, and that's what you're going to get back.
Right.
If you wanna see the change, you gotta be the change. And so
Right.
that's what hip hop showed me. If I
Mm-hmm.
wanna see the change, I gotta be the change. I gotta stop pointing fingers and saying, "You did this to me," and, "Stop doing that, blah, blah, blah." Even looking out at what other people do, even whether I agree with it or not, is none of my business. I have to be
Right.
able to look objectively
Hmm.
and observe it, and then decide on my own what I wanna do,
Right.
based on who I am. So I think those are misconceptions for hip hop, that it's new culture, only 50 years. It belongs to one group of people, black and
It does not.
brown, nobody
No.
else.
Mm-mm. Not
Um,
so. Not
and
so.
right? And that it's really drama and darkness. Hip hop, like rock music, was used as a weapon for the youth. So if
Right.
you have producers, record producers, and they know the big picture game, they know, the big picture game ultimately is their money. They know that they can manipulate
Right.
and then repackage something and then sell it to you. But I'm like, you're selling me something that I've already been living on the streets for how many years? But they're letting it know, but we're giving you the money this time, sell your
Uh-huh.
soul type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think those are huge. Do you have any misconceptions about hip hop, Mona? Just from growing up?
Well, no, when I was growing up, only what my mother used to tell me, and you need to
Yeah,
stay away from those people and this and that. And it's just, hey, William, how are you? Just all those little things. And no, no, I'm grateful for hip hop. I'm grateful for all the people that I know
yeah,
in hip hop.
absolutely.
You know, I'm grateful that I got to see it
Yeah,
when it started, because we got to see it when it
yeah,
started. We was like right in the center of that. They say
right
in
there.
one place, no, honey. I remember y'all doing that in the boogie down. This is where over by Monroe Projects over there back there in Uptown.
Yeah,
That's just what it was. So now let me ask you another question. What's the difference between hip hop dance, street styles, and street jazz? Also, what's the difference between MC and rapper?
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The master of ceremony
Right.
um, lives hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
is hip hop.
Right.
A rapper does hip hop.
Right.
It's his job or her
Mm-hmm.
job.
Mm-hmm.
An MC lives hip hop. What does that mean? Exactly what I exemplified. Just being in your neighborhood, wherever you walk, wherever you are, you're bringing the essence. Like when you're walking down the street, you hear the drum in your
Mm-hmm.
heartbeat. You can't help but just listen to music when you dance. Like Radio
Right.
Raheem,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like
just
Raider
do the right
Rahim. Yep.
thing. You have your
Mm-hmm.
own internal radio.
Mm-hmm. And
So
hip
that's a
hop dance,
yes,
street
hip hop
styles, and
dance.
street jazz.
Now hip hop dance is a street style
Mm-hmm.
because it has elements that started on the streets.
Right.
Popping started on the street, locking, breaking, party dancing. Yes, you see party dancing in the parties, but ultimately, before you saw it in the party, you saw it on the street, whether it's a
Right.
block party or
Right.
so. All of hip hop dance styles started
Mm-hmm.
on the street. So hip hop dance and street styles, pretty much the same thing. But just when people hear street styles, they'll know okay, anything that
Mm-hmm.
started on the street. Tap dancing started on the street. I know it's not a hip hop style, but anything that street styles is anything that started just right outside your building. When you were
Right.
double dutching and on the side, you're doing, whatever dance you're doing.
Yep. Yep.
Street jazz is very different. Bob Fosse, West Side Story,
Mm-hmm.
very gritty street jazz. Now, many people will see a street styles class and assume it's hip hop.
Right.
But if you know your style, like if you know party dancing, locking, you know those elements that you see, pop rocking, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to distinguish the difference.
Right.
Um, now you can, or a lot of music videos, a lot of their style is street jazz. So
Mm-hmm.
I would have a class, and I'm teaching class, and I'll get questions about specific dances that are not hip hop because it's jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a huge difference.
Right.
When you know the moves and you see the moves, first of all, hip hop is very grounded,
Mm-hmm.
very earth based movements, very grounded. We're not up here. This is jazz and ballet is very upright, very
Mm-hmm.
straight. We're not. When you see hip hop, you have to have a bad back.
How about
You
that?
have a hump in your back because you need to be able to rock. And if you're too straight, you can't really do.
What do you think about those guys the crews that be dancing on the train and they be spinning on the trains, and you've seen those, right? You've seen
I
them, right?
love it. Yes,
I
yes,
love it
yes,
too. I love it.
yes, yes, yes,
What do you
yes.
think
I love
about
it.
that?
Well, I think that it's amazing that it's still happening because remember that was how Stevie and them would get
Yep, that was the 80s.
they
We'd
would
be on
make
the
their money.
train
Yes, they would
and
get
they tag the
125th.
trains
Yes,
and they'd pop
42nd,
lock and be all over the trains
and they will make their money. Yeah,
and that's how they make their money. Exactly. Yeah.
absolutely. I love it. I do. I love to see them dance more and not
Right.
just do tricks. Tricks is, tricks are cool to see. Just like if you're seeing a breaker, you want to
Mm-hmm.
see windmills, you want to see head spins, but you also want to see your groove. If
Right.
you're a b-boy or b-girl, you should be able to dance
Right.
and do your tricks. So same thing
Right.
with any style of dance. You want to see the tricks, but then you also want to see the style.
Well, I could dance, but I can't do the tricks. I'm not,
Right. I
and I don't.
right, right,
You
right.
know,
If you
I
can
don't
dance,
even pop. I didn't even pop lock. I had a real good two step for a while. So but then I decided to go another route. Hip hop is in my soul, but house music is where I'm at. When I found house music, I was in love. I
oh
said, all
yeah,
right, let me go over here. I'll be back in a minute. Let me hang out over here.
absolutely.
So now I'm like, I do double dutch with it now. Now I'm
Yes,
like,
yes,
okay, which one? Now I'm like, okay, this one and
yes,
that one and this one, and then I do music and all this other, and I have music. I have lots of music all over the world,
yes,
but hip hop will always be the boogie down Bronx for me. Always, always, always. For
absolutely,
us, it's always. So now,
absolutely.
what does it mean to live the culture of hip hop?
All right, yes, that's what we were
Mm-hmm.
just talking about. To live it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, to live it is to also understand the macrocosm of it.
Mm-hmm.
Microcosm is like the Earth would be microcosm. The smaller version of the macrocosm, which is the universe. So to live hip hop within yourself is to understand what hip hop is and why it's here
Mm-hmm.
and why it's such a powerful movement as it is today.
Right.
At this time of ascension and human evolution that we're going through right now on the planet, things will never be the same as we're going through day by day and things are changing.
Everything's
Um,
changed.
Hip hop is for now.
Mm-hmm.
This is why hip hop is here
Mm-hmm.
because those that understand the
Mm-hmm.
power of this movement are the players that are going to help create real change on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
the
I
only way
definitely
to
agree.
do that,
Mm-hmm.
is to have lived,
Yeah.
walked those steps to understand what it means. I've been in places where hip hop has been discriminated against,
Right.
like a being. I've been in places where, again, people are like, I don't want to work out. I'm like, but dancing is working out, regardless of what you do a two step. Your heart rate's gonna,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
you're working out no matter what. Like
Yep.
I've gotten so much
Yep.
pushback from
So now I have a friend who says he's online. He says loved hip hop, but it had absolutely no. But he had absolutely no flow. Then he says it was the city's pulse. It was the city's heartbeat.
yes, yes.
And also, once I started dating, he's so stupid. He said once he started dating white girls, he forgot how to dance.
Oh
Oh my
no.
God, William, you are a hot mess. So now here's the next question. Why do you think the hip hop culture is so popular around the world? Well, we already
Because
know
it's a
that.
movement. I think really the secret sauce of this culture,
Mm-hmm.
um, once you connect with the rhythm, it has its own rhythm and its own flow. First of all, hip hop is a Leo. It was
Right.
born August 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
1973 in the Bronx. Well, not born, but blossomed here. A
Yes.
Leo. What do we know about Leo? The
Mm-hmm.
king,
Mm-hmm.
royal,
Mm-hmm.
bold, courageous,
Yes.
all of these things, this royal big presence.
Mm-hmm.
So once you feel that presence in your heart by being a b-boy, a b-girl, graph, DJ, once you feel that and you're in a jam, a dope jam, a hip hop jam,
The jams back in the day was
that within
whew,
itself makes you high. I know. I think about
whew.
jams and forget about it. The
You
battle,
know,
another high. That
right. The
healthy
battles
competition,
and the it was just the whole
another
energy of the
yes.
whole, like we'd be sitting in the park you see the DJ come out with his records and
Oh,
you knew, oh
yes,
shit, they're about to start. We about to have,
yes,
and we partied till like 5 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, and just
yep,
dancing. No fighting, no
nope,
gun
yep.
shoots, no shootouts, none of that. Just dance.
Free electricity taken from the lamppost.
Right,
Yes,
free
we knew it
electricity
was gonna it
taken it
was
from the
going to be
lamppost.
on.
Yep.
So living hip hop to me is walking with that essence where you're just
Yeah.
completely connected and turned on to everything.
Right.
And having the wisdom and the knowledge of why it's here. It's a
Right.
bigger movement that unites people.
Mm-hmm.
If you think
Mm-hmm.
about 1993, Africa Bambaataa and James Brown created a track called Unity.
Okay, I remember that.
Peace,
Mm-hmm.
unity, love,
Mm-hmm.
and having fun. That was the
Right.
hip hop theme.
Right.
And hip hop was exactly what hip hop represents. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why they even made that song was because at that time, many b-boys at that time, because in the 80s, breaking became popular. You had
Right.
Flashdance, all of
Right.
a sudden everything blew up. Then it
Mm-hmm.
slowed down in New York, where a lot of b-boys and b-girls didn't have the jobs that they had. So
Right.
what did they do? They went back to slaying, they went back to hustling, they went back to the gangs, and a lot of them
Yep.
lost their lives.
Yep.
A lot of
Yep.
them lost their lives.
Yep.
And so because of that, you know, they created a song called Unity to try to bring the young people back together in terms of remembering why we were living hip hop to begin with. Hip
Right.
hop hip hop has a bigger picture of helping your not only yourself and having self love. If you think about it, battles. If you have a battle, you're battling against yourself. That's how you're going to develop your self love
Mm.
because you're going to
Mm-hmm.
critique yourself so bad. No one judges and critiques worse than you do to yourself.
Right.
You're going to critique. You're going to judge. You're going to go through all these different changes to expand yourself, and that's how you develop self love.
Right.
So
Wow.
from self love, you get to love your neighbor. You get to love the person that you're actually battling against. You get to love
Right.
your boss. You get to love, your siblings or whomever. You get to
Right.
have a
Right.
bigger compassion and
Right.
forgiveness. That's a
Yes.
lot of what hip hop has shown me.
I agree. I definitely agree. Listen, everybody, whoever's in the room with us, if you want to ask her a question or anything, please feel free to put it in the comments, and we'll ask you ask the questions. Okay. Next question: what have you learned teaching the hip hop culture?
But it's not about the words. It's
Right.
about your movement.
Mm.
It's like what Maya Angelou, her quote was, "They may never remember the specific words that you say. Um, they may never even remember the routine that you did, but they'll
Right.
always remember how you made them
How
feel.
you make them feel? Yeah. Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
essence, exchanging that energy." So
Mm-hmm.
hip hop has taught me that it's really not about the words. It's really
Right.
about what you're bringing to the table, the energy
Mm-hmm.
you're bringing to the table.
Yes.
It taught me I always had to check myself at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
meant that I had to empty my cup so that I didn't walk into the room with a full cup. And that
Yes.
just means I can't walk in thinking I know everything. I
Right.
can't walk in thinking I know all this about hip hop and I'm here to teach you. No, I'm learning from my students. I'm a teacher and a student.
Mm-hmm.
So hip hop taught me how to be a student even while I was teaching and to listen.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Listen not only to my students, but listen to my heart and my intuition. Because the more I gave of myself, the more I was able to open up to myself so I can get
Mm.
more guidance because I
Got it.
trusted more. It taught me to
Mm-hmm.
trust.
Mm-hmm.
It taught me to trust and have faith that even when I didn't have the routine in my head or what dance or a song, that it was just going to happen because it's hip hop.
Right.
And hip hop is about experiencing it, not
Mm.
having a detailed plan all the time.
Right.
That
Or
yeah, that was
have
a
it have it like formatted or
yeah.
whatever. No,
I
everything is
didn't
just
work
go with the
well with
flow.
that. It just never
No,
really worked out for
just
me.
go with the flow. You just flow. However
Yes,
you flow, that's how you
that's
flow,
it.
and that's just it.
That's it. That's hip hop, the flow, baby.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
How do you influence your dance workshops while with the culture heritage of the South Bronx?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
when I walk into anywhere, Bronx is coming with me
Oh, of course.
anywhere. And I've been blessed enough to travel outside of New York, and the
Mm-hmm.
Bronx was with me everywhere. And let me tell you, I always got a good reception from people when they were, "Where are you from the Bronx?" The Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Always, and another thing about the Bronx and being raised in the South Bronx, I feel like I can be anywhere in the world.
Right.
And anywhere I was in the world, I made sure I wasn't only in the touristy areas. I went to the ghetto.
Right. Yeah.
I went to the urban areas
Yeah.
because I want
'Cause that's
that.
where we're from. That's
That's
where we're
right.
from. So we know we're not. I'm not
Yeah.
scared.
No.
Let's go. Let's do it. Hell yeah.
And that's hip hop to me.
Okay.
Like I want to meet community. I want to meet people. I just want that just have a like-minded people. Yeah.
Yeah. What he said has rap. William asks, has rap cast a negative view on hip hop? We answered that question earlier, didn't we? Something like that earlier.
I think we were just talking about the difference between rap and
Yeah.
MC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think rap itself, like rap, the entity, even though it was created obviously to control the minds of the young people. I
Right.
think I think it's like what you said. I mean, like I said before, I think it's about what you bring to it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
these rappers, we have to say, are really actors. A lot of them don't live that life,
Right.
So
Yeah,
so I
that's
think
true. They sure don't.
yeah, so I think that within itself, it's about what you bring to the table. I think so. I don't think it's rap. I think it's the person or the people.
Mm-hmm. So now I have another question.
I think if rappers actually do battles, like battle
Yes.
MCs,
Uh-huh.
I think they have to bring that back. But battles in the
Well,
no,
I tend to disagree because
yeah,
the people today, they couldn't handle it. They'd
yeah,
end up wanting to fight. They'd end up wanting to kill each other. Because back
yeah,
in the day,
that's true.
you'd be like, da, 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 your mother this and da, 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 and nigga, you ain't this, da, 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 da. And they battled each other and then they'd be cool. They shake hands and everybody
Yes,
keep dancing and doing whatever they're doing. This day and age, these kids today, they can't handle it. They're too soft.
that's a good
They can't
point.
handle it. They cannot handle it at all. So, in that aspect, I wouldn't even suggest a battle rap because
Yeah,
somebody get their feelings hurt and want to kill you.
yeah, you're
You
right, sis.
know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
unfortunate. Listen, Mario Gray, one of my friends on here, he says, "My question to your bestie: Do you feel with the new social media is too more saturated with? Wait a minute.
Do you
Okay, you need
feel
to. You
do
see
you
it?
feel with the new social media is too more
Hmm.
saturated with too many doing the art form and knowing just what they see, or when
Right.
we have phone books and you have to know somebody?
Hmm.
It's saturated with too many doing the art form and knowing just what they see. I think that, I mean, I don't really watch
Oh, he's
much on
saying the
social.
new and the old. I guess what he's saying is
It's too
the
saturated.
the way things are today as opposed to back in the day before internet when you had to
Mhm.
know somebody, you had to know a phone
Ah,
number, you had to like everything was word of mouth with us back in the day. Everybody knew Fridays you was going to Kelly's Furniture on the second
mhm.
floor.
Yeah,
Everybody knew Saturday night it was probably going to be a jam at Jackson Avenue in the park
yeah,
or it's 52 Park or
right.
even the PAL
Yeah,
with Mr. Rainey
and Casita Maria.
and Casita Maria. Everybody knew, and everything was always word of mouth. You be
Yeah,
home and somebody would call you, yo, they having a
right,
jam. They're gonna be over here this time, la 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 la.
right.
And that's just how it was. Things today
It
is different. It's way different. It's way, way, way different.
yeah.
So here we go. Number 13. How was how was your background in hip hop and dance influenced your approach to wellness?
Um, well, like I said, it was due to
Mm-hmm.
injuries
Mm-hmm.
when I even started working out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my background in wellness influenced my hip hop. I just became a stronger dancer for sure, a stronger performer.
Okay.
And once I started to learn more about the body and nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
I felt more comfortable, giving information on what was helping
Yes.
me to my students and
Yes.
to my personal training clients. And I just felt more confident letting them know if they came to me and said, this is bothering me or this hurts or this muscle, I felt confident that I can give them really good guidance um, to lead them in another direction. And then once I started to open up spiritually,
Uh-huh.
doing more ceremony and doing more Native American traditions and incorporating that into my workshop.
Okay.
Um, that also influenced me also giving it anyone spiritual wisdom that may need it. Again, based on what I was doing.
Right.
I never approach anything. I approach everything with respect. I even though there's things that I know, I also know that I know nothing at the same time. So
Got you. I get that. I understand that. Right. I know, but I don't know. So,
right,
you know, elaborate. I always
right,
ask, can you, because I can understand it 100%.
right,
So I don't make myself look stupid,
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So where we at? How was your, what was next? Oh, how do you encourage self-expression and self-care within the hip hop community through your workshops?
Oh wow. Well, first of all, we start every class with a freestyle circle. So if
Okay.
you're coming into my class, you cannot be shy
Yeah. And so
because
that's a no. That's a no for me.
I'm gonna pick you out and you need to come out in the circle and dance. That's one. Because once you face that fear, the depth of fear is certain.
I do a
You
two
go in the
step.
circle once and you come in and you do your two
Do a
step, mama.
two
That's
step.
groove.
Do a
I
two
teach
step.
two step. Yes. Are you kidding? Come out with your
Yeah.
little your Patty Duke, your
Yeah.
Smurf,
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Yep. Back in the
your WAP,
day.
whatever you want to do. So I encourage self-expression by facing your fear of the freestyle circle. And then once you face your fear from the freestyle circle, we
Right.
end the class with a soul train line. So you're
Right.
coming down with a partner. You're
Look
coming
at
down with
that.
a partner and you're doing something with your partner so that on the spot creativity with another person, especially a
Right.
stranger. It's
Right.
even
Right.
better
Right.
when it's a stranger because you have to, you know, pull something out. That's how I'm able to get them to express themselves and to be comfortable and to have fun. Because then once they face that, then they're like, "Oh, it wasn't so bad." I'm like, "I know."
Okay. Okay.
Self-care, I
Mm-hmm.
always give the words of wisdom that was always given to me. Make sure you do something to bring yourself joy every single day.
Yes.
Create a ritual
Mm-hmm.
that you do not miss.
Right.
Even if it's sitting in the park having your favorite ice cream. I don't know, whatever it is. Something
Mm-hmm.
that just
Mm-hmm.
fills you up
Yes.
and do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I always would invite them to consider implementing a meditation practice,
Okay.
even if it's 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to breathe. I taught them how to breathe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to breathe only through the chest without bringing our breath down to our belly.
Right.
So I would teach them how to breathe
Right.
down to the belly,
Mm-hmm.
full expressions of their breath, and I would give them a little meditation to do at least once a day.
Okay.
And I would do that because meditation is just the practice of silencing the monkey mind.
Mm.
If
The
you try to
noise, all
sit,
that
whether it's
noise,
for
all
one
that
minute,
stuff. Right.
yes,
All that stuff.
fear, problems, anxiety,
Yes.
stress,
Yes.
what I'm doing tomorrow, what did I do yesterday, and
What
you're
I should
never,
have did, what I shouldn't
yes,
have did, all
woulda,
that.
shoulda,
Yeah. Yeah.
coulda,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what
And
motivates you to use hip hop as a medium to promote wellness, which is kind of a two part, which is kind of the 14 and the 15.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what is what motivates? That's what motivates me because it helps me. Anything that has helped me through going through my healing of my
Yes.
traumas and my
Yes.
fears and my
Yes.
anxieties,
Yes.
that is the advice that I give to others. If
And I
I
got to
haven't
get
tried it
better.
or done it, I'm not just gonna tell you to do it. So
Yeah.
motivation with me would be meditation. Do something that brings you joy
Yes.
Um, yeah, and to be still, just to be still. I think we feel we need to be doing, doing, doing all the time. We're human beings, not
Mm-hmm.
human doings. I
Mm-hmm.
think we become more afraid when we just stop and
Yes.
do nothing.
Yes.
And I feel that was the plan for the pandemic, was to have everybody stop
Hmm.
and be fucking still. Now I understand the bigger picture for the
Mm-hmm.
globalists and what they wanted
Mm-hmm.
with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, they're really helping people to awaken even
Yeah.
quicker because we couldn't do anything or go anywhere. We had to be still
Mm-hmm.
and face our fears, face our traumas, face the people we didn't want to be around all day. Face We had to face it, and that's what it represented. So even though it had its tragedy, the reward were those that are still here have an opportunity to create real change on this planet.
Mm.
And I'm using hip hop culture as a vehicle for that because it relates to all genres, it relates to all groups of people, it relates to whether you're an alien on the planet or a human.
There's no
Hip,
racism in
that's
hip hop.
right. Hip hop is hip. There is no color. There's no none
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah,
understand hip hop comes from the universe, you know it's for everyone.
for sure.
You know.
So,
So
last question. How do you aim to continue preserving and passing on the rich heritage of hip hop culture and dance in the South Bronx,
well, the
our
beauty.
town,
Yes.
our
I'm back
town?
here in the South
Mm.
Bronx. I was living upstate for a while, but now I'm back in the Bronx.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and as I walk around my community and I reconnect with a lot of my peoples, and you know, I'm starting to connect with people that want to do something. They want to
Right.
start something. They
Right.
want to build something for the community. So I have some projects that are in the
Good.
works. And
Good.
I don't want to really talk about it right now, but maybe we'll do another show as it's kind of
Yeah, yeah. Let's do another show
coming
because
up.
remember we're gonna do another show
The Wandy.
with Wandy
Yeah.
and la other muchacha that you was telling me about. The other
Yes.
group. The other group. What was the name of that group? I forgot. I forgot the name
So,
of the group.
oh yes, from Mercedes Ladies. Mercedes
Mercedes Ladies.
Ladies.
Mercedes
Yes, I would love
Ladies.
for you to connect with Mercedes Ladies.
Well, that's gonna happen
That's
soon.
gonna be a
That's
show.
gonna happen. That's gonna happen
Um,
soon.
so yeah, preserving hip hop here in the Bronx, it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely happening. And you know what's interesting to me? I always find it interesting when I meet someone that is not from the Bronx and
Mm-hmm.
they say things like the Bronx has so much potential. And I look
Right.
at them and I'm
Right.
like, really? Yeah, so much potential that it was one borough that created salsa and hip hop at the same time in the 70s that you cannot go anywhere around the world without hearing salsa or hip
Right.
hop. Yeah, I think we have a lot of people potential.
A lot of
I
potential.
think we have a lot of people
Oh
potential.
my God.
I don't
Listen,
think there's any place in the world that's done that.
at all. And I grew up in the South Bronx, and I lived in the South Bronx until I turned an adult, and then I moved to Harlem, and I've been in Harlem for like 30 something years. But I rep both because I love Harlem too. I
That's
rep
right.
both. I
Yeah.
rep both. I just love Harlem.
Yeah.
Deena, I am so happy that you came on the show today. Thank you so much. We definitely got to have a part two, like real soon. Like you
So,
need to contact the when you speak to Wandy, let her know.
okay.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
I definitely need to speak to her also, and
Yes.
maybe y'all could do a little two-step or something.
Sure. Yeah.
You
I'm
could work
down.
it out. Work it out.
I'm
So,
down.
mommy, I love you very much.
I love you,
Thank
girl.
you, thank you, thank you so much for coming on and
I'm
talking
sorry
with
if I was
me.
talking a lot. You know I could talk.
No, you're supposed to. No, no. This is what the show is. People want to know who you are. They
Yeah.
want to know everything about Deena Clemente from the Boogie Down, the B girl from the Bronx. Everybody want to know who you are, and that's
So,
what it is. So
so
here we are. So, girl, thank you so much for
thank
being on
you.
the show,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna call you back when we're done because we got to
Wonderful.
talk about some other stuff. So,
All right, baby.
all right,
Mwah.
y'all. Yes, yes. All right, y'all. So thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. This has been a wonderful show. Thanks for all the interactions. And again, if you want to donate,
or you need if you're interested in sponsoring or donating to the podcast Uptown with Mona, please email me at uptownwithmona@gmail or cash at me Miss Mona 125. And if you have any other questions, you can also email me. So you guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I look forward to seeing you on next Monday. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace and hair grease, y'all. Let's
Thank
go.
you for listening and hanging out with me at Uptown with Mona. See you next Monday, 7 p.m. Today's show is sponsored by
Come meet with me at Vegan Hood in New York City. I heard that they had the best vegan fried chicken here, so I had to come check it out. For appetizers, we ordered the cheese fries and the Beyond Meat stuffed empanadas. Both were super delicious. And for entrees, of course, we had to try their famous vegan fried chicken and their shrimp fry. I have to say, this is probably the best vegan comfort food I've ever had. The mac and cheese was so tasty, the potato salad was well seasoned and flavorful. I'm telling you, you need to check this place out next time you're in New York. Like and follow for more vegan recs.
All right, girl. Tamika.